Hi, I wanted to give you an overview of an easy way to create your final presentation in PowerPoint. And so I've created a little presentation here, and I'm going to kind of tell you the process I went through to do it, so it might help put your mind at ease that it's not really that hard of a project to do. First of all, my hardest job was to figure out what I was going to do it over. So I like to faux paint. So I thought, well, I'll just do it over a hobby I enjoy. So I created my title slide and I selected a design. And my design I selected was a different color when I in this format. So I took these colors and fonts and background styles and kind of modified it. All right, and I've also added a graphic to my title slide. So you'll see in the requirements for your presentation that you're going to be adding some graphics and some animation and some transitions to your presentation. I've also wrote down here in my my text line here that this is the art of decorative painting. This is what faux painting is. And so I have typed a note down here. Okay, so you're going to have to type a note on at least one of your slides. And notes are places that they don't show up on your presentation, but they will show up on your printed notes if you want to have your own notes to refer to, so you can kind of keep yourself on track and remind yourself of things that you want to talk about. Okay, now my next slide I created is my overview slide, and you can kind of think of this as like outlining everybody's favorite thing, but this is actually a way to keep yourself on track, and it has another purpose, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I went through and I decided what I wanted to tell you about my hobby, and so I created some topics here. Excuse me, I have some allergies going on here. I decided I was going to tell what faux painting was and give a little history of it and talk about the tools and supplies that I need, where I can faux paint, where I can use it, how to prepare for my paintings, some of the techniques, and how I finish. Okay, so you'll notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 topics here. And I did that on purpose because my presentation needs to be at least 10 slides long. And notice one of them is my title, and the second one is my overview. So now I have 8 more that I can create from here, and that'll give me my 10. Okay, so my first slide, or my third slide, so the one after my overview, is going to be called What is Faux Painting? And then each of the next one going to be over these topics that I listed here. Okay, so when I create a slide that says what is faux painting, and then I tell a little bit about faux painting. Now, most of the time you'll not want this much text in there, but this is not a for real presentation I'm going to give to somebody, so I'm not going to really be too picky about it. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about what faux painting was. So this is kind of to help you. Okay, notice I have an animation up here, and you can see these squiggly lines. This is called a custom animation, and what it's done is I can go in and I can draw lines to have my graphic follow. So you'll see these squiggly lines, but they won't show up on the presentation. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a little bit. My next slide was on the next item in my overview list, which is the history. So I go through and tell you some history of where it began back here with the Egyptians and through the centuries, and it's made a comeback in the I believe the 80s. Faux painting made a comeback because it kind of died out for a while. So I tell you a little bit about each of those, and I have graphics, and these are all animated, and I can see that because I have little numbers here. Notice I have an animation pane over here to show me what's animated. So when I get ready to animate, I can go over here and I might want to animate these in a different order. I can move them by selecting one and then moving it up or down. Okay, now I'm going to go on to my next one, and it was the next one in my list. and my tools. So I give you a picture of some of the tools, and this is animated. And so I've just made a list of tools I need. And then my next one was the supplies. So I went and grabbed some pictures off the internet. And it's always a good idea to give credit for wherever you find your things. If you're going to take something off of the internet or from somebody else's work, you should probably always give credit for it. So some of my pictures, like back here, these were all taken from clip art, which is no big deal, but this was taken off the internet. Okay, I also put where I can use it. So I put little picture effects on these, which is going to be one of the requirements. You're going to put at least one picture, or maybe one or two, I can't remember right off the bat. But I show you some things that people have put faux painting on, ceilings and furniture and walls and doors. Okay, and then my next one is how I prepare. So I have some people here preparing and getting the tape up and all that. And this is animated. Okay, and then I have some different techniques. And I put some pictures up here. This one back here is actually a clip art, and then the other two are taken off the internet. And then how do I finish? So I just put a little clip art over here and some things that you use to finish your paintings to protect them. Okay, and then I went ahead and added a works cited page at the very end to show where I took some of those things off of, those pictures and the information. Okay, now notice that this is a different slide layout than the rest of them. The title's down here instead of at the top. And one of the requirements you're going to have is to put one different design on one of the slides. So they need to all be consistent except for one of them. So I decided just to make my works cited page different. Now to do this, I went up to my designs and I picked the one I wanted to make it different, and I right-clicked it and I put apply to selected slide. So if I have one selected, it's going to be on that one, or if I have more than one, I can hold my control key down and click on various slides, and I could apply it to the selected ones. But I just want the one, so I click on apply to selected slides, and it puts that. Sorry, I'm getting my email messages here. I put it on that one slide. Okay, and these are also hyperlinked. So a requirement is hyperlinking. Now you can hyperlink if you don't want to put a works cited page on, you could hyperlink text inside of your slides and put the link to where you took it from. You're still letting people know where it came from. Okay, so I can also, I believe one of the requirements you have is to record your voice in the slideshow to give your presentation. And I think I put something up already, but just a little review of that. Let's go. You go to the Insert tab, and you can put audio, and you can record it right into the slide. Each slide can have audio. It's a little audio clip. So whatever slide you're on, this record audio is going to go on that slide. You can record your voice, and then it's going to save it to that slide. You can also record in other media and import the audio. If you want to add your own music to your slide presentation, or add a song that you like, you can need to save it digitally to your computer and then save it from this. Go to audio from file. You can add video clips to your slide. You can add YouTube videos or other types of videos. So if you want to show a little clip in there, you can do that. So there's all kinds of fun things you can do to your presentation. Now I'm going to go ahead and run my presentation a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the slideshow, and I'm going to go from the beginning, but I do want you to know that you can set your slideshow up in various manners. I have this set at browsed in an individual window because I don't, with recording with this tool I'm using, I can't have it cover my whole window, so or my whole screen, so I had to make it where I can make it smaller. So I put it in a window so I can resize it. Um, I can also show certain parts of slides, and if I'm going to use timings to do my presentation, I want to have it set that way here. Mine is manual, so it's not going to matter if you're doing it manually, but if you are going to time it, you need to have this set. Okay, now I can rehearse my timings here, so I can time through my slides. And if I'm going to do this, it's really hard to time a slide show, because sometimes when you're talking or people might ask questions, your timing might get off. So if you want to rehearse your timings, though, you'll click on this tool, and you're not going to be able to see it because it's on my other screen. Okay, let me get off of this. Okay, so you can rehearse your timings, though, in advance from one slide to the other, by using that timings tool. You don't have to do that, but that is an option. Okay, now I'm going to try to do this. In my office I have dual monitors, so sometimes I'm having a hard time getting things to show up. Close this pane. So I'm going to try this. Alright, it's going to work. Yay. Okay, so notice I had a transition animation go through, and it didn't start on my title, but I'm just going to click to advance it. And there's my paintbrush painting. And then the history. Then I have these kind of talk through and get rid of the ones that were in the past. And the tools I need. And the supplies. So I have each of these animated. So while I'm talking, I can be clicking on this and showing the different tools, places I can use it. This is how I prime the walls. This is going to be animated. It's just going to kind of blink or flash just to draw your attention to it. And then some of the techniques. And then finishing. And then my works cited. And then these are hyperlinked, so I can click on them. So I hope this helps put your mind at ease. All the things you're going to need to do to create this presentation, you're going to be learning in the first 3 chapters of the PowerPoint part. So once you've got through that, the rest of this is going to be easy. If you want instructions on how to include a YouTube video inside of your presentation, I'll be glad to help you with that, or any other special technique that wasn't covered in the book that you want to try. If you'll get a hold of me, I'll try to get you instructions for it. But just sit down and think it out, and then have fun with it, because it's something that it's your topic, and it's something that you're going to enjoy more than something I would tell you to do. If you have something in mind already, just go with that. If not, you might just think about some of your favorite hobbies, or your I've had people do that on cooking, making cookies. They showed the process, and then this was in class, they brought the cookies in. I had a gentleman bring paper to class one time, and his presentation was over origami, and he had us fold a paper swan while he was going through his presentation. And I've had people do it on their vacation. They took somewhere, or their hobbies, their favorite sports team. Maybe they did their record, or they just did something unique about their sports team. So there's all kinds of things you can do it over. Just be tasteful, and please don't put any blood and guts in it. Okay. Like I say, if you need any help, give me or get a hold of me, and I'll be glad to help you. And I'm going to sign off this now because I'm running out of time. I bet you're glad.